Every 42 seconds, someone is arrested for cannabis.
Stop arresting patients! Stop arresting patients! Stop arresting patients!
Welcome to CMMNJ TV.
Every 42 seconds, someone is arrested for marijuana.
I'm Ken Walski, Executive Director of the Coalition for Medical Marijuana New Jersey. The mission of our organization is to educate the public about the benefits of marijuana. Marijuana is a safe, effective, and inexpensive therapeutic agent for a wide variety of diseases, symptoms, and conditions. No patient should suffer needlessly without it, and no patient should ever go to jail for following the advice of a doctor. Join us and learn more about the exciting science of medical marijuana. Welcome to CMMNJ TV. I'm Ken Walski, Executive Director of the Coalition for Medical Marijuana New Jersey. I'm here in the Princeton Community TV studios today with Honeyb from Oregon. Thank you so much for coming, Honeyb.
Well, thanks for having me.
It's so nice of you to come all the way out from the West Coast. So what brings you to New Jersey, Honeyb?
Well, I want to be a part of the INE tour.
INE tour, that's the Ignorance is No Excuse tour.
Yes, with Sativa Cross
With
and
Sativa
Lefty
Cross,
and Michelle and everyone. So I can get crazy with Sativa Cross.
All right. Sativa
Have some
Cross.
fun.
Okay, that's Sativa Cross does our podcast. That's Lefty
They
Grimes.
do.
And yes, and you're learning the business basically.
I am. I'm going to be Sativa Cross West in Oregon.
How nice.
And help people out there.
So now Lefty does an INE tour, an Ignorance is No Excuse tour. He goes to various police departments. That's part of his activism.
And state houses.
And state houses. We do a Thursday podcast throughout most of the year right here in Trenton. So is that what you plan to do,
Yes.
Honeyb?
Yes.
Very
Very soon. I'm in the process of getting all my equipment and seeing what needs to be done, learning how to talk, learning how to interview people.
Oh, very good.
Yeah, it's been fun.
So what's your connection to marijuana?
Well, I've always enjoyed it since I was very young.
So you started very young.
And I like to help people. And I've been volunteering for Hemp Stock a few years and helping
Hemp Stock is a program in Oregon?
Well, it's, to help promote cannabis and get it legal. That was their main focus, is getting it legal, educating everyone on how to do that.
Now, Oregon really was the leader in marijuana reform in the country. They were the first state to decriminalize marijuana, and they were one of the first states to legalize medical marijuana, just behind California. And so they've had their medical marijuana program in effect for a long time, but I understand their legal or adult use marijuana program just started in 2015.
Right, in October.
October of 2015. And so now, how does that work? You take advantage of that program out there,
Oh,
obviously,
yes, I
Honeyb.
do. Well, they have several dispensaries all over, and they're just popping up like fireworks everywhere.
So can any adult go into these dispensaries and buy marijuana now?
21 and older.
21 and older. Oh, that's great. And you don't have to be an Oregon resident?
No, it doesn't matter.
Good. And you have a home cultivation provision.
Yes.
Yeah, that's. We think that's really, really important provision for legalizing here in New Jersey. This is the beginning of 2017, and we're looking to have a legalization bill in 2018 here in New Jersey.
Oh, nice.
So, but one of the provisions, it really is. Well, what's this legalization going to look like? And one of the things that we would really like to include in it, besides adult sales, is home cultivation provision. Now, do you grow your own marijuana?
I don't.
No.
No.
But
I have a little tiny apartment, but I have several friends who grow, so I just go over to their house.
Okay. And now the difference is with medical or with legal marijuana, you're not allowed to smoke in public in Oregon?
No, only in your home or private places.
So, yeah.
Or like a bus. So like if you go to an event, you can get a bus and then go in there so no
Oh,
one can see you.
Oh,
So it has to be private.
yeah, like a private, if you
Like
rent
a
it-
party
if you
bus or
rented a
something like
bus,
that.
yeah. Do you use marijuana medically at all?
I do.
You do? And tell me why you do.
Well, it helps me with my anxiety.
Mm-hmm.
Helps me get through my day.
Mm-hmm.
And then I like indica for night because I have a hard time sleeping. My brain doesn't shut off.
Mhm.
It just goes and goes and goes.
Mhm. And you find that to be a valid thing. Some people say that it's valid that the indicas are in the couch. Indica is like the kind of thing that puts you to sleep or
Right. Exactly why I like it.
discourages you from activities. Whereas sativas would be more you'd be more prone to doing
Get
your
up,
daily activities.
dance around, clean my
yeah.
house. Actually, no, I won't clean my house, but I could.
You could if you wanted to. So you and you have access to amazing different strains in
Oh,
these
there's so
legal
many.
states.
You
Mhm.
go to the dispensary and they have them all over the wall, like, and all their descriptions and lists.
Uh-huh.
I mean, you could just spend a lot of time in there learning about the different strains and.
Oh, that's nice. It's nice that it's such a robust industry already in Oregon.
Right.
That's good to hear. And I guess the state's making their taxes off of it.
They
It's
are.
taxed, yeah. And it's a win-win situation both for the patients, for the people who will no longer be arrested, and for the state itself. The state, and obviously the state is saving a great deal of money by decreased incarceration costs and decreased prosecution costs, and we believe here in New Jersey that it's going to have a very significant effect on the inner city because throughout the country, blacks and poor people are arrested at least 3 times more often than whites and suburban and rural residents. So it has a really disproportionate impact on minorities and inner city residents. The prohibition of marijuana. So I'm sure that Oregon is reaping some of the benefits of that already.
Oh, they sure.
Now, so you have some edible products.
I
now
do.
I understand these were made with magical butter machines.
They sure are.
So what can you do with magical butter machines?
Well, you can make
Honeybee?
some butter, oil, tinctures,
Mhm.
and these are made with a CBD strain. So
Why don't you
these.
hold one or two up to the camera and show them what you have.
So this is a double stuffed dipped in chocolate Oreo,
Mm-hmm.
made with CBD. These are so tasty. They're very potent though. This is a peanut butter cup.
Mm-hmm.
Your milk chocolate. And this one is sugar-free, vegan-free, dairy-free.
Mm-hmm.
So this is nice for people with diabetes.
Mm-hmm. Now you were saying that you had you recently developed insulin-dependent diabetes.
I
so
did, unfortunately.
That's a concern for you. You know, I've heard some people.
Not happy about it,
Yeah.
but what are you gonna do?
I've heard some people actually do tests on themselves because they pay for their own insulin. They would follow the diet that they were on very religiously, and then they would exercise for a month, and they would use no marijuana and
Oh, really?
and track the amount of insulin that they used, and then they would follow the same diet and the same exercise regime. And then they would use marijuana, and then they would track how much insulin they required with their daily blood sticks to see how much insulin was required. And they found that they were using 1/3 less insulin when they used marijuana than when they did not use the marijuana. So I found that very remarkable. That why would marijuana have an influence on this metabolic disorder?
Right, right.
But the endocannabinoid system has receptors in every organ of the human body. It has them in the pancreas where we make our insulin. So it's really not that unusual, or it's really not that unremarkable that when you're dealing with such a remarkable plant like marijuana, that it could even have an effect on the amount of insulin insulin-dependent diabetic would need.
And I'm very excited about that because it's not easy being diabetic, and having to portion control what I eat is very difficult.
Sure.
Very difficult. And then when I think about what I can't have, then I want it even more.
Yeah.
So then that's even worse. So, they have a strain called verotamine, and that's supposed to help. It helps with appetite suppressant.
Oh, how about that? And yes, I did hear about that. There was a brand called Durban Poison. Have you been able to access that?
Not yet.
In Oregon? So
No.
that's what, unfortunately, with all the strains that they have, that's one you can't get yet.
And it's supposed to be the most potent, the best one. It's supposed to be the best strain for the diabetes.
The endocannabinoids are the cannabinoids that our own body makes. So we may very well make a substance that is analogous to or similar to verotamine. But if it's found in the phytocannabinoid, that's the plant cannabinoid, then that's something that you would ingest or get from the plant.
Right.
There are three types of cannabinoids: the endocannabinoids that our body makes, the phytocannabinoids that are in the plants, and the synthetic cannabinoids that are made in the laboratory, like Marinol, 100% THC. Very interesting that verotamine is a substance in marijuana that actually works to suppress the appetite.
Right.
So, but it's not really that much of a stretch when you think about it, because marijuana is considered to have biphasic effects on people. So, for example, they say that people have been saying for years that marijuana causes mental illness. Well, they say that because it makes you think a little differently while you're under the influence, and that THC is can even cause hallucinations. So they say, well, if you're hallucinating, you must be mentally ill.
It must be bad or something.
But it's not right. It's not necessarily bad. There are hallucinations, and there are hallucinations. If you realize that this was a drug experience, and it's generally in a context that is pleasant or non-threatening, then it can be very a pleasant experience. On the other hand, if it comes at unbidden, and you don't know when it's there, and you're trying to do something else, and you're bothered by these hallucinations, and they're somehow threatening you or threatening to other people, they can be not only dangerous but very scary. Well, that's the difference between the mental illness and the THC, which induces the hallucinations or some of the symptoms of mental illness. But also, what has not been recognized is that one of the cannabinoids, CBD, cannabidiol, that has antipsychotic properties.
Right.
So it's this biphasic properties of marijuana that are very interesting. It can cause stimulation of the appetite, and yet people who use it are typically not diabetic. Basically,
Right,
I mean,
right.
there's 1/3 less incidence of diabetes among heavy long-term marijuana users than there are among the general population. So, you're developing insulin-dependent diabetes while you're a marijuana user is an anomaly. It's not the usual course of events. Honeyb.
Well, yes, but that's not exactly how it happened. Also, I have to take care of myself in other ways as well. So, working on that.
So let's see. But I also wanted to talk to you about your son. Now, you had a son that died of a seizure, and I'm very sorry to hear that. They said
Michael
that
Dillon.
Michael Dillon was his name, and he was obviously it's the worst thing ever for a parent to have a child die. I had a sister die at age 59, and my mother just never got over that. So tell me about Michael Dillon.
Well, he was my son, and he developed not diabetes. Now I'm confused. I'm thinking about him. He developed epilepsy when he was 12.
12 years old.
Yeah, had grand mal seizures from the very beginning.
And was he a medical marijuana user?
Eventually, after he moved up to Oregon.
Mm-hmm.
So he's lived in Utah and Oregon,
Mm-hmm.
and he'd live with his mom. I'm his stepmom.
Oh, stepmom.
So he would live with his mom, and then he'd come live with his dad and I.
Mm-hmm. Okay. And was the marijuana helpful in controlling the seizures?
Very helpful.
Mm-hmm.
We would make him RSO or obtain it in Oregon.
Rick Simpson oil.
Yes, Rick
Mm-hmm.
Simpson oil.
Mhm.
And that was the best treatment for him.
Mm-hmm. Let's say a high CBD.
Very high,
Mm-hmm.
like super strength.
Mm-hmm. And so how significantly were his seizures affected?
Like totally gone. Like maybe he had like one or two, you know, not very often at all.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. And
It was enough to notice.
mm-hmm. Good. But there was a compliance issue, or
He was young and growing up, and being consistent with it was the key. You need to be consistent.
Yeah. I mean, it's true of all anticonvulsant medications. Really, you need to maintain, establish, and maintain a steady state, steady blood level.
And
of
money, you know, it cost
Right,
money.
right.
It wasn't cheap.
Right.
So that was another problem, is
Yeah.
being able to pay for it. And
Right, and if it's if typically people smoke marijuana or inhale it, and that it's difficult to maintain a steady blood level if that's your preferred method of use,
Right.
administration, because it'll wear off after a couple of hours.
Right.
And so basically you have to continually use it throughout the day. That's why edible products are much more preferable for maintaining a steady state of
right. Easy to carry.
right.
You
right.
can.
And they can last for 6 hours, so
Right.
you can get a good night's sleep and still maintain the anticonvulsant properties throughout the night. So I'm sorry. So then basically he had a seizure and he died.
He did when he was 26,
Mhm.
March 5th, 2015.
Mhm. Oh. Yeah. So sorry. Did marijuana help you with the grieving process?
It did.
In what way?
So I could function, eat.
Mm-hmm.
I lost my appetite. So I could sleep.
Mm-hmm.
I had a hard time sleeping.
Sure. Mm-hmm.
Something you don't ever wish upon anyone.
Right. Right. So, yeah, I was discussing this earlier, and I mentioned that I had an experience when my father died with the physician recommended Ativan for me, and the Ativan just seemed to, I didn't really feel anything during the funeral. Afterwards, I had the most profound grief that I've ever experienced. So once the Ativan wore off, so I don't think it helps to.
Right.
You have to be careful with the
Right.
drug experiences and what they're actually doing. Are they blocking you from
From
experiencing
feeling.
it? Or,
Yeah, that's the hardest part, is
from integrating
feeling.
it. Yeah.
Having to feel this heartbreak.
Right.
Like me right now.
Yeah.
I'm still,
Yeah.
it's still really, really hard to deal with.
Sure. I'm sorry, honey.
Yeah. Sorry for crying.
But it helps. Marijuana can help to integrate that experience into your life and help you to move on from it. So.
It sure does.
Well, how about your shirt?
Let's totally change the subject. So, yeah, you like my shirt? It's great. I'm here to promote it. Which is funny because I'm totally not even white.
Are you not white?
No, I'm half Navajo Indian and Hispanic.
How about that? And,
All right, go Lefty. Woo! That was good. Everyone should get one. They're on sale now.
available from sativacross.com.
Right, sativacross.com.
And
What are your plans for this week, maybe? Ask her.
All right.
What are my plans?
Do you have any plans for this week?
I do. I have a filled week of plans. Tomorrow we're gonna go to, what are we doing tomorrow? The chicken wing place.
Oh, Weed Man's joint in Trenton.
Mm-hmm.
Uh-huh.
And what else
Yeah.
are we doing?
Well, yesterday was a
We
big
hadn't-
podcast.
Oh, we had that big award party for Lefty last night.
Award party. Yeah,
Yes.
his podcasts are now award-winning podcasts.
He
so,
is.
So that's great.
For the Jam Video Festival for the process and political process, or issues and political process. Totally messed that up.
What is the Jam Video Festival? Where there's a video festival? Where is this?
You know, I'm not quite sure, but I know it's for nationwide.
Oh, it's nationwide.
Yeah, and it was. I think there was a few different contestants in that category.
Oh, that was the award that he won. The Jam Video.
Yeah,
Oh.
it was
Mhm.
for video excellence. And then on Thursday, we're going to Harrisburg State House.
No, how exciting!
Yeah.
And you're going to do a podcast
We
there?
are, and I'm going to help with that.
Excellent. Excellent.
Be my first State House. See how that goes.
Oh, so you didn't make it to any of the Trenton State House podcasts?
No, this will be my first one.
They've been going on for about 3 years now, almost every Thursday, like from April to November here at the Trenton State House, and I think they're very worthwhile. They bring the attention to population that wouldn't necessarily see them. It's consistent. The governor passed by about a third of our podcasts here in New Jersey, Governor Christie, and although he ignored a lot of them, by the end.
But he saw you. He noticed.
No, he did, and by the end, he actually said, "I love you guys," and because he loved the dedication that we brought to these podcasts, and week after week to be showing up in front of the State House in rain and cold weather and all kinds of weather to talk about marijuana reform. We helped get a couple of bills passed that improved access to marijuana for patients. So you'll be going off to different state houses. I understand Lefty's going to be trying to do a nationwide tour of state houses.
He is.
And you're going to be taking part of this?
I am.
Part of this?
I am.
Yeah. Oh, that's great. Great.
2017 is going to be great.
So this is the start is in Harrisburg on Thursday.
Right.
That's terrific. Excellent.
We're going to start with our team.
So this is the award.
This is the award.
This is the award. Why don't you read what it says?
It says Jam Video Festival 2016 Video Excellence, Issues and Political Process, Ignorance is No Excuse, Sativa Cross.
Oh, you got it for the ignorance is no excuse to us.
Yes.
Oh, that's great. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's where he goes to the various police stations and tries to educate the police about medical marijuana and that it's a legal substance to use here, and how much ignorance he's actually encountered in so many police departments. The Attorney General here in New Jersey issued guidelines for the medical marijuana program, but where are these guidelines? The guidelines are on the medical marijuana, Department of Health medical marijuana program website. And actually, that website is kind of difficult to go to unless you're looking for it and you're kind of determined to find it. It's not that intuitive that you're going to go right to it. It's not on the front page of the website. So anyway, it's not surprising that law enforcement is not aware of many of these programs. Is not aware of the patients' rights that we have fought for and we have won. In throughout the country, really.
Right. We have a lot to teach. And there's a lot of people who can't even get out of bed, and we're helping them. We're here to help. I'm excited. I'm very excited.
Oh, good. Well, I wish you a lot of luck in your starting your podcast.
Thank you.
You have a great teacher in Lefty, and
If I don't get thrown in jail.
Well, it's a free speech, you
It may happen.
they-
Oh,
they can't throw you in jail for talking on a podcast.
oh, that's good.
So,
We'll just do that.
so I certainly want to wish you luck on that.
Thank you so
Honeyb,
much.
and thank you so much for coming to Princeton Community TV. For more information about the Coalition for Medical Marijuana New Jersey, join us at our free public meetings on the second Tuesday of every month at the Lawrence Township Library in Mercer County, New Jersey, from 7 to 9 p.m. Snacks are served and all are welcome. Remember, every 42 seconds, someone is arrested for marijuana.
Every 42 seconds, someone is arrested for marijuana.
Every 42 seconds, someone's arrested for marijuana.
Who you wanna roll with? Who you wanna roll with? Lefty! Let's roll!
Bankruptcy, disability, and divorce attorney. How are you supposed to?
Even open the door, it's very hard to push, even with my super lefty strength.
Oh, what was that?
Get the phone. Oh. Hi, you got a ramp to come in? You have a ramp? Really?
I know.
You guys are like a disability lawyer.
Why are you recording that?
You guys are a disability lawyer and you don't have a ramp. That's
He's my boss is actually disabled now.
your boss is disabled.
She's not. Yeah, she walks with a walker. She walks with a walker.
And she doesn't care about people in wheelchairs?
I'm sure she does. I'd prefer you not to record
I
that.
can see why. I can see why.
Weirdos.
Give me a piece of wood, we'll come right in, no problem. Not today, but maybe tomorrow.
Thank
A couple
you.
of weeks, whatever. We'd like to come in yourself.
Who are you then? You have ID?
My name is Lefty Grimes.
You have ID?
My name is Lefty Grimes.
Okay,
I'll give you
good for you.
sativacross.com.
You got ID? Where are you from?
I'm a medical cannabis patient.
Do you have any ID?
Are you a cop? You show me.
We're journalists.
I'm a journalist.
We're
I'm a
journalists. He's an
journalist.
award-winning
Do you have
journalist.
anything that proves that you're a journalist?
Yes, actually.
Do you?
I have
She
my
does.
press.
Yeah, she does. She does. But you don't need to get sent. Just get a ramp. Piece of wood, sir. Just a piece of wood. Yeah, don't be upset.
No, he's not upset or anything. We'll
Just get a piece of wood and everything will be fine. Oh, he's filming me. There we go. You're filming me and I'm filming you.
See, I have my press pass.
Don't shoot on white. There's your first pass. Don't shoot on white. sativacross.com. Ignorance is no excuse tour. We go to police stations all over New Jersey and we smoke cannabis. Let's smoke some cannabis here. Look at this. He has a ramp for us. Oh my God. I hope this works. This is great. Look at this, Honeyb. Honeyb. Look. It's okay. We're good. Thank you, sir. Oh, thank you. What's your name, man? Hector. Hector, thank you. Let's go to Delicios de Morelos. 424 Avenue C.